This April, Orangepi released the Zero3W, a development board roughly the size of 2 fingers. Not long after, its sibling model, the Zero4, is about to make its debut. A lot of people will immediately ask, is the Zero4 a replacement for the Zero3W? The answer is no. You can think of them as 2 different form factor choices on the same A733 platform. Same chip, different form factor. Today we're going to take a look at Orangepi Zero4, another form of the 733 mini board. First, the size. The Zero3W is a 6532mm long rectangle. The Zero4 becomes 50-55, much closer to a square. The 2 boards have similar surface area, but completely different aspect ratios. The long rectangle works well in tight spaces like DIN rail mounts or inside slim devices. The square shape is better suited to compact planar layouts. What about core performance? Both boards use the same SoC, the all-winner A733. Let's first look at what this chip is made of. The CPU features dual Cortex-A 76 cores at 2.0 GHz, plus 6 Cortex-A 55 cores at 1.8 GHz, a heterogeneous octa-core design built on a 12 nanometers FinFET process. The A76 is ARM's high-performance core and remains a mainstream choice in mid to high-end mobile chips. The 55 handles efficiency, tasks, background processes, and light workloads. The GPU is an Imagination PowerVR BXM464 MC1. Worth noting, the 733 also integrates Xu Tai E902 RISC-V real-time core for tasks that demand high real-time performance. The NPU delivers 3 TOPS INT8 and supports mixed precision computing with INT8, INT16, FP16, and BF16. It's compatible with mainstream frameworks including ONNX, TensorFlow, PyTorch, and CAF. Memory supports LPDDR5 at 4800 MT/s and is also compatible with LPDDR4X and LPDDR4, up to 16 GB. Storage options include onboard eMMC or UFS up to 128 GB, plus a TF card slot. On the video side, it supports decoding up to 4K at 60 FPS for H.265, VP9, and AVS2, and encoding up to 4K at 30 FPS for H.265 or H.264. This configuration sits at the mid to high end in the development board space. But if the SoC is the same, what's the point of the Zero4? The differences mainly show up in 3 areas: PCB layout, interface arrangement, and most importantly, the wired Ethernet port. First, interface layout. The Zero4 brings PCIe 3.0 and USB 3.1 out together on a single FPC. On the Zero3W, PCIe and USB are split across different connectors. The Zero4's dual MIPI CSI interfaces are configured as one 4-lane plus one 2-lane, giving higher bandwidth than the Zero3W's dual 2-lane CSI. This is friendlier to high-resolution cameras or stereo vision setups. Third is thermal headroom. With a larger PCB area, component placement is more relaxed, so cooling conditions are better. For continuous full load scenarios like NAS or media servers, the thermal management potential is stronger. But the core difference is right here: the Zero3W had to drop the gigabit Ethernet port to squeeze more features into its ultra-compact 6532mm size. The Zero4 brings the gigabit Ethernet port back. Apart from that, CPU performance, AI compute, memory specs, networking, and video capabilities are completely identical between the 2. So what can this 3 TOPS NPU actually run? Let's look at a few typical use cases. AI image super resolution, upscaling low resolution video to higher resolution in real time. AI ISP image enhancement for noise reduction and brightening in low light. Gesture control, face recognition, voice wake-up, lightweight object detection, and image classification. But for large language model inference, text-to-image models, or complex multimodal models, tasks that need tens or hundreds of TOPS, it simply isn't up to the job. According to publicly available data from Orangepi, devices based on the 733 take about 14 seconds for a cold start when running typical AI functions, and power consumption can be 10–15% lower than competing products without an NPU. In real use, though, the value of the NPU depends on how mature the software stack is. Allwinner provides an official NPU SDK actual experience. We'll have to wait for community feedback after the board launches. Next, a question a lot of developers care about: how does the Zero 4 stack up against the Raspberry Pi 4? On pure hardware specs, the Zero 4's advantages are straightforward: octa-core versus quad-core, NPU versus no NPU, LPDDR5 versus LPDDR4, Wi-Fi 6 versus Wi-Fi 5, and a 16 GB memory ceiling versus 8 GB. The Raspberry Pi 4's strength lies in its software ecosystem. Over a decade of documentation, tutorials, third-party libraries, and community support. When you run into a problem, you can usually find an answer. That kind of certainty makes a big difference to development efficiency. So the recommendation is clear: if your project needs AI inference, large memory, high bitrate video processing, or PCIe expansion, the Zero 4 has a definite hardware edge. If you rely heavily on ready-made open-source solutions and community resources, the Raspberry Pi is still the safer choice. Orangepi Zero4 is the second form factor option on the A733 platform. One more board shape means more flexibility to work around physical constraints when designing a project. Do you prefer the long rectangular board or the square one? What kind of project would make you choose the Zero 4? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, coin, and share. See you next time.